All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. This video is entitled The Health Gap. Just similar to the wealth gap. Excuse me, I'm not feeling too hot. I'm feeling better, but I'm still coughing. Now, the health gap is just as wide as the wealth gap, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to do mental and physical. First, mental. When I go out, when I observe society, I see very few happy adults, okay? And happy young adults and happy teenagers. Everybody seems to say either be going through a thing or say they're going through a thing. To the point that people kind of dislike people being happy. Because see, life is going to bring you challenges whether you're happy or miserable. That's just reality of life. But mentally, you see people aren't healthy. People are getting involved with other people, and they're either wanting people to help them through their issues, or they're hoping other people can fix their issues so they don't have it anymore. And that's because a lot of people are living in poverty when mental health is concerned. Whether they're depressed, whether they're passive aggressive, delusional, but you can see it in their eyes. Like you can see, if you look at people, you can see that the lack of comfort in their eyes on a regular basis. And you can attribute that sometimes to poverty in general, to make you feel some type of way. But also, mental health has to do with us as a community of human beings. We really don't do things for our fellow man or fellow woman that's a stranger to try to help people and brighten their day. Everybody is fending for self so much, nobody is actually spreading the wealth of joy and happiness to society. Everybody has an angle or an agenda, and they're implementing this on other people, involving other people in their twisted games. And so I see more people unstable mentally, and social media kind of amplifies that, because people gravitate to the fuckery, okay? And when I look at social media, the bullshit get the most views. Forget all the thirst traps and attention seeking stuff. Some of the attention seeking stuff is part of this mental health thing though, but people gotta watch the fights and the bad kids and the arguments. But when it's just nice, great, enjoyable life things, they're just as prevalent, but people don't. If you look at your timeline, if I look at my timeline, people don't post the great parts of life on a regular basis. They post the bullshit. So you okay, this is what you bringing into your life regardless. So, and I see this because most happy people actually stay off of social media. And they live. A lot of unhappy people stay on social media and show every little thing. And that's part of that needing likes and attentions and retweets and, all that stuff. And it's like, look, You got to be comfortable in your own skin, because that's part of the lack, the health gap is a lot of people aren't comfortable in their own skin, so it's unhealthy. You know, you don't find too many people who are truly comfortable in their own skin and self-confident and self-aware. And nobody wants to talk about this. I mean, people don't want to admit that they may need help or need to go to therapy. They just don't. They don't do that. But you can see that they need it immediately. So I put in enough time on that. So now we go into the physical, the health gap. I'm not one of those people who believes in being aesthetically perfect, because I've said this before. There's a body that looks good and a body that's good for use. Now, the body that looks good a lot of times isn't necessarily good for use, because you can't really do too much with it in an aesthetic sense. When people try to have like those bodybuilder physiques, bodybuilders can't really, a lot of them can't move well. But if you try to have a fit physique or be healthy as far as how you take care of yourself, you're going to have a human physique. You might have a six-pack, you might not. But you'll be healthy, you'll be in shape, and you'll be able to use your body. So I just had to put that out there. But the health gap is also wide because there are a lot of people who aren't healthy. You know, for one, portion control. When I go out to eat, I live in Texas, so they give you a lot of food. So I see that people are eating a lot of food. Go to the grocery store, people are buying a lot of snacks. You know, the foods that'll kill you, people praise you for eating the foods that'll kill you, and say something's wrong with you when you're eating the foods that keep you alive. You know, let's go get 7,000 pounds of barbecue and fried food, and that's eating. Why are you eating a salad? Why are you eating fruits and vegetables? Like, what are you doing? That's horrible. And then, you know, you ask that person, well, what's up with you? I got to go take my medication. I got type 17 diabetes. I don't know why, though. Hey, baby, could you give me 17 slices of sweet potato pie, some of that potato salad on the side, and a gallon of sweet tea with a Coke, and a little bit, just a splash of that Crown Royal. Boy, I don't know why I'm sick. You don't know why you... All right. You know, and that's part of the health gap, because when you split the health gap, you could split it up this way: 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. The older you get, the wider the gap gets. But the gap is significant in each group, because I see people who are in the 20s in horrible health, 30s horrible health, 40s horrible health, 50s horrible health. So they make the people who are in those age groups stand out, who are healthy and physically fit and eat healthy. We're a nation who doesn't work off as many calories as we eat. And, you know, for the last couple of months, for the most part, I haven't been cooking. I've been eating a lot of trail mix and guacamole. And it's complete fat burner. I'm not going to front. And water. We're a nation that doesn't drink water. And you can tell when you look at people if they drink water or not by their skin. You know. And we have all these ailments and injuries and issues. And it has to do with not eating properly or not eating in moderation. You don't have to eat. You shouldn't eat fast food every day. You know, you shouldn't eat fried food every day. You shouldn't eat soul food every day. You shouldn't eat junk food as comfort food. You know, and people who work out, you shouldn't be ashamed of working out if you're overweight. Don't be intimidated, because just because you're overweight doesn't mean you're not in better shape than people who are looking physically fit. Because there are a lot of fit people who take so many different type of supplements. They're really messed up. You know, there are people who look aesthetically good on the outside, but in the inside they got a bad liver, bad kidneys because of taking all them things. You know, so they look good, but they gonna die just as fast as you, because they pumping their body with unnatural stuff to look a certain way. But the health gap is very wide, because you don't realize it until you go out and you start talking to people, and you ask people their age, and they ask you your age, and you have that look, because at a certain point it gets blurry, because young people turn up too much and look old. Old people look older, and people who got it together, you kind of gauging where they're at by things like how they dress, how they look, how they speak. Like, you're trying to figure if they old or young. Or this hair thing, like if I had this hair, boy, y'all don't know me, boy, I'd probably be 22. But it's an issue, because the health gap is so wide, and people are so comfortable being unhealthy. You know, so I think people need to take that in consideration. You can do whatever you want, but do it in moderation as far as being unhealthy, you know. So that's this video. We out. Peace.